Well, welcome to a special Saturday edition of the Afternoon Drive. Just a quick update on our radio station situation. Our engineer got there Friday evening about 5:30. There was a down power line, the line that runs literally between the pole and the transmitter broadcasting building. And so for obvious reasons, he wasn't going to walk across the field where there's a down power line to see if there was any damage inside the transmitter broadcast building. Once Florida Power and Light restores that electrical line, then they'll be able to get inside. Now, if everything inside is fine, the computers, everything are set to just automatically kick back on. The internet will be there and broadcast will resume with whatever is in automation. If the power is restored and things don't kick back on, then either the main breaker has been thrown, which will require somebody physically going there and taking care of that, or there's been water intrusion and damage. So right now we really don't know, other than we are just off the air at least until Florida Power and Light reconnects that line. Now let's get on with the topic of the day. You know, the Democrats have always marketed themselves as the party for everybody. We're inclusive. Everybody here is welcome, and we want equity, equality, and that's why we have open borders. We just want these people to be able to come here and live the American dream. And what is it that people like yours truly have been telling you? That the Democratic Party, when it comes to their minority relationship, it's really about, listen, you're too stupid to take care of yourself, so we're going to do it for you. We're going to give you free housing. We're going to give you free money. We're basically going to put you on our plantation. We'll be the plantation owners, and we just need you to come out every 2 years and vote in congressional races. We need you to come out every 4 years and vote in presidential elections. Other than that, go away, be happy with your free cheese, your welfare, your Medicare, and we'll do the rest because you don't know how to take care of yourselves. And when I say things like that, there are people from the libloon side that just lose their stuff and have all kinds of nasty things to say. Why? Because the truth hurts. It was just a couple of weeks ago, before the hurricane became the focal point of all of our attention regarding Florida, that Ron DeSantis put 50 migrants on a couple of chartered planes and sent them to Martha's Vineyard, the wealthiest zip code in the United States. And what happened? The people there freaked. Oh, they gave them some new t-shirts and jeans and new cell phones, and then within 24 hours had them on buses and shipped off to a military base, i.e. an internment camp. Sanctuary cities around this country, which for years lectured Donald Trump and the Republicans how awful it was that we didn't want illegal immigrants just pouring over the border, that there actually had to be one point of entry and people had to, go through a screening process and follow the legal procedures to be here. And that was just awful. How could we do that? How could we say that? They declared themselves sanctuary cities. And then as soon as Governors Abbott and DeSantis started sending illegal immigrants to those sanctuary cities, they began to cry, foul! Foul! You're making this a political issue. No, you guys made it a political issue. We said right from the very beginning this was a humanitarian issue. We cannot absorb literally millions of people just coming in here. By the hundreds of thousands, they are just milling about these border states, literally homeless, nowhere to go, which leads to problems, things like crime. A few hundred were sent to New York, a few hundred were sent to Chicago, and these blue city mayors went absolutely bat-crap crazy. Well, Nancy Botox Pelosi, in her weekly Friday address and press conference, shared what we all knew, that the Democrats really feel about why the migrants need to be here.
Right now, the best thing that we can do for our economy is to have comprehensive immigration reform. We have a shortage of workers in our country. And you see, even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
Wait, did she really just say that?
Why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for the I'm sorry, you don't want to hear a plantation song? Because that's exactly what Nancy Botox Pelosi has just confirmed, what yours truly has literally been saying here for years, that the Democrats are the plantation masters and people of color, minority groups, you are nothing more to them than the worker bees and be the cheap labor for the millionaires, billionaires that actually fund the Democratic Party. This canard that millionaires and billionaires are all Republicans is a bunch of bullhot. They support establishment politics, status quo politics. Look, who benefited during the lockdowns and the mandates? Corporate America. I have been saying that conservatives, you need to step back and rethink your whole love and defending all things corporate. That's not an attack on capitalism, because corporations that get in bed with the government and are there to do the government's bidding, that's not capitalism, that's fascism. Adolf Hitler and Mussolini, they worked real well with the corporations of their countries. And those corporations did financially blockbuster under Adolf Hitler and Mussolini until war broke out. I mean, when the government gets rid of your competition, you get all of their contracts, and basically then the citizens of that country can only do business, quote, with you in that particular venue. Why do you think big tech loves the fact that they get to censor on behalf of the Biden White House and the Department of Justice and the FBI? Because it guarantees that Google and YouTube and Twitter, etc., become the only social media voices, and they can crush any of the upstarts that try to get started. So here's Nancy Pelosi literally saying, hey, we want you here because basically we need you to be our slave labor. That is exactly what she's saying. And of course, there was a backlash on Twitter over this. And it wasn't just coming from the right. It was coming from the libtopian libloons who were like, did she really just say that? Duh! You know, Bill Maher, Friday night, he's got Van Jones on with him and some other Democrat operative. And they were talking about how, you know, Joe Biden, he's old, but man, has he done an outstanding job as president. It's like we got the country back under control. Nothing Joe Biden has done has been good. Nothing has worked. Look what you're paying for gas. Look what you're paying for groceries. Look what's happening to your bank account. Look what's happening with recession in this country. Look what's going on with this economy. We've got a problem at the border, huge. We're not respected by any other country on the planet. We're getting our economy kicked apart thanks to our proxy war with Russia, Ukraine. Nothing he's done has worked. And listen to these libloons just think everything's wonderful. Everything is just wonderful. If you Republicans, would you stop spreading hate and stop being argumentative all the time and get back to knowing your place like the Mitt Romneys and the Liz Cheneys understand how it's supposed to work, that Republicans, once in a while, you get to voice opposition, but you don't get to actually be opposition. That was a Donald Trump thing, and we can't ever have that again. Well, I'm sorry. The genie is out of the bottle, the toothpaste is out of the tube, and it ain't going back in. And what you just saw, what you just heard from Nancy Pelosi is the glaring evidence that these people, this ruling class elite, remember it was Nancy during the lockdowns, sitting there on one of the TV shows being interviewed in front of a $15,000 commercial grade, restaurant grade refrigerator freezer in her beautiful, elaborate, personal home kitchen eating $25 a pint. $25 a pint gourmet ice cream, saying to all the American people, I understand how hard it is for you not to be able to go out and work and leave your homes, but find some simple pleasures in life. For me, it's ice cream at $25 a pint in front of your $15,000 refrigerator. It was so Marie Antoinette, let them have cake. You talk about a party that is actually out of touch with the American people. Oh, they want to be in touch when it comes to every type of freak fringe group out there and somehow declare that they need to be equally represented, even though they might make up less than 0.2% of the entire population of the planet. But when it comes to actual minority peoples who are here and here in great numbers, if you think you're going to get any help from these people, isn't it funny? If Donald Trump had said, you know what, we don't need a wall, we need all these people to be here to pick our crops, can you imagine what the media would be saying? Remember how the media and the Democrats went after Donald Trump for the cages that people were being kept in? You mean the cages that were actually installed by the Barack-Obama administration? The cages which continue under Joe Biden? Those cages that we don't hear any more reports about? Nobody talks about anymore? They have done nothing to set people free and empower them. They have done everything to mentally enslave them, to suck away the natural desire to want to achieve and exceed and excel. And you know why they do that? Because if you ever figure out that you can achieve and excel without them, then you don't need them. And they can't have that. They've got to have you completely dependent on them for everything. The place you live, the food that you eat, everything. How does she really feel about you? Well, if you want to have a job, you don't need a career. Just get out there and pick the fruit that I'm going to eat and put in my $20 a pint private label ice cream. That's Nancy Botox Pelosi. That's the Democrats. Pastor Marty is on The Drive at 5.
We're on a mission from God.
Hi, my name is Quinn Pittman. I grew up here in these Florida woods. I like to hunt and fish on our land here in Osteen, Florida. When I was 7, I asked my parents if I could have a couple of milk goats so I could make cheese. I am 12 now, and I have a small goat herd. My dad built this barn to keep my goats safe from the bobcats and coyotes that sometimes roam our land. I milk them every day before school. I love spending time with my goats. I make ice cream and milk for some of my friends that are allergic to cow's milk, because every kid should be able to eat ice cream. I also make goat milk soap. It is better for your skin, it won't dry out, and it lasts a long time. I make it on our back porch with my mom. If you would like to try my soap, you can order it at quinnpittman.com or save a lot of money and place a subscription order. We will make sure you have plenty of freshly cured, fragrant goat milk soap in your home, just like we have in ours.
Pastor Marty, on the afternoon drive. Watch him on YouTube. The Pastor Marty channel.
Don't forget to check us out on Rumble. That's rumble.com/Pastor Marty.